Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Hand of God. And this is a new Netflix film from Paolo Sorrentino, who is a famous auteur Italian director who I don't have a whole lot of experience with his films, but I've heard of the great Bellazza and Youth. Actually, I think I might have watched Youth. It's been a while. But this film focuses on a young man in the 1980s in Naples and focuses on Fabietto, played by Filippo Scotti, who's coming of age and going through some interesting things in his life. And very much the biggest thing that I noticed about Sorrentino's film is this is a gorgeous film. It's really well shot. The cinematography from Daria D'Antonio is strikingly beautiful. The camera work, the camera movement, how the framing brings a focal point to the actors and the characters and the action on screen. And especially because a lot of this film is focusing on the male gaze upon women. Because, it's about a horny young man who's experiencing a lot of horny things. It's really interesting how that camera lurks on some of the female characters and really has that focal point, and really, because especially Luisa Ranieri's Patrizia, who's his aunt, who he definitely has some feelings for, who we definitely see naked a lot. There's a lot of that. And then you have his mother, Maria, played by Teresa Saponangelo. And you have how he interacts with her. There's a lot of interesting taboo feelings in this film. And there's one particular scene later on in the film where, you have Fabietto interacting with an older woman in his life, and interacting with an older woman in his life, and you're just like, this is going some places. And it's very much like a sexual awakening kind of coming of age story. But the film is so striking and beautiful in how it's shot and it's all brought together. There's a rare energy about this film that just sparks off the screen, and you have a lot of high energy moments, whether it's these sexual moments, the sexual tension that you could cut with a knife. Some pretty good laughs, honestly, throughout. There's some unexpected violence. There's one particular moment where a middle-aged woman gets the crap beaten out of her, and you're just like, whoa, where'd this come from? And it's very interesting how this narrative plays out with this coming-of-age story. And it focuses on the coming of this big football player as well. And there's a lot of strange parallels, and this football player is the hand of God, as actually stated in the film. And you have this parallel of this young man growing up and coming into his own as a man, and this athlete coming into their own as this professional star athlete. And it's a very interesting parallel narrative going on there, and thematically how it all comes together. This film really captures the time period. It has a very specific look to it. It has a very tangible kind of feel to the environment around it. And like I said, this is a pretty provocative and taboo film. The film starts off with some really inappropriate approaches to, some dark magic or blessings, just a little handsy blessings, just a little bit. And you have all these different kinds of things. It's very sexual, it's very raw, it's very emotional kind of film, where there's moments too where there's Saponangelo, she, as Maria the mother, has this unbelievable just lashing out of emotion, and the way that Fabietto, played by Scotti, is channeling his discomfort with how his mother is reacting it's really unnerving. And then you have later in the film, there's some big moments that happen that lead to some significant emotional trauma for Fabietto and how he lashes out. Scotti gives a really fine performance. Toni Servillo, who plays his father, gives a really good performance. I mentioned Saponangelo, and then you have Ranieri. They all give really strong performances, and it's a very interesting and taboo and creepy, but somehow relatable kind of coming of age story that deals with all these different kinds of things. It definitely doesn't always come together, which also there's ideas and themes in here that are going to make a lot of people uncomfortable, and they probably should. But there's something about this film that's strangely magnetic, and you can't, look away. It's one of those kinds of things. It's engrossing, it's beautiful, it's relatable in its general themes, but provocative in the way that it presents them. This is a bold and intriguing film, and boy, have there been a lot of them internationally this year. Between this and Titan and Bad Luck Banging and all of these different kinds of films, just imagine if they all get nominated for Best International Film. What a horny Oscars it would be. Because this is definitely that kind of movie, and it's definitely a ride, and you'll certainly not forget it. But those are my thoughts on The Hand of God. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.